When you are young, you think life will stretch forever. You think the people you love will always be around. You imagine that your body will always have the same strength, the same energy, the same ability to get up and go anywhere you want. But after 60, life starts teaching you lessons that no book, no classroom, and no speech can really prepare you for. These lessons come slowly, through the aches in your body, the silences in your home, the wrinkles that show up overnight, and the memories that hit you in the middle of the night when you can't sleep. I never thought I'd be someone who would sit and reflect on all this, but reaching this age changes everything. And if you are listening to me right now, I want you to not just listen, but also feel these words deep in your heart, because these are truths you will only really understand once you reach this stage of life. The first truth I learned is that time is faster than anything else in the world. When you're younger, you keep waiting for the weekend, for holidays, for milestones, for promotions, for your kids to grow up, for the next exciting thing. You always think you have so much time, but when you cross 60, you realize time has been running like water through your fingers. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and suddenly years have gone by. That little child you held in your arms is now grown, maybe even a parent themselves. That friend you thought you'd meet every week has drifted away because life kept both of you busy. And the shocking part is that there is no pause button, no rewind, no chance to redo what you've missed. So you learn to value time differently. You stop wasting it on things that don't matter. You don't wait for a perfect day to enjoy something. You take joy right where you are, because you know time doesn't wait for anyone. Another truth that hits hard after 60 is how fragile health really is. When you are younger, you treat your body like it's indestructible. You stay up late, you eat what you want, you skip exercise because you feel fine. But after 60, even a small ache reminds you that your body is not the same anymore. Climbing stairs leaves you short of breath. Your joints remind you of every careless decision you made in your 30s. And suddenly you realize health was never a guarantee. It was always a blessing. At this stage, you don't want six-pack ABS or marathon medals. You just want to wake up without pain, to walk without struggling, to breathe easily, to sleep peacefully. And that's when it really sinks in. Without health, nothing else matters. Not money, not possessions, not recognition. And so you learn to take care of yourself, even if it feels late, because every step you take now is a step towards a better tomorrow. The third truth is about relationships. When we are young, we are surrounded by people, family gatherings, friends, colleagues, neighbors. Life feels crowded. But after 60, the circle grows smaller. Friends pass away. Children move away to build their own lives. Some relatives stop visiting because they are caught up in their own struggles. And suddenly, you find yourself alone in moments you never thought you would be. At first, the loneliness feels crushing. But slowly, you realize something. Relationships were never about quantity. You don't need 50 friends checking on you. You need one person who truly cares. One voice that calls just to ask how you're doing. One hand that holds yours when you're tired. You start valuing depth over numbers. And you learn to let go of shallow connections that don't feed your soul. This truth makes you cling to the people who genuinely love you. And you give them all the love you still have left. Another thing you only really grasp after 60 is the weight of regrets. In your youth, you think mistakes can always be fixed later. You think you'll have time to apologize, to travel, to start that business, to learn that instrument, to say I love you to the people who mattered. But one day you wake up and realize some chances are gone forever. The people you wanted to say sorry to are no longer alive. The trip you always postponed is harder now because your knees can't take the climb. The dream you kept waiting for someday is left behind in the dust of yesterday. Regret is heavy. It sits in your chest and whispers, "Why didn't you?" But if you listen carefully, regret also teaches you something powerful. Stop waiting. If you still have a chance, take it. If you still can say sorry, do it. If you still can start something new, start now. Because regret only grows when you keep ignoring the little chances life gives you. Forgiveness is another truth that only becomes clear with age. When you're younger, anger feels powerful. You carry grudges because they make you feel like you're in control. You avoid people. You replay arguments. You hold on to bitterness because it feels like justice. But after 60, you realize anger steals more from you than it does from anyone else. Grudges keep you awake at night, not them. Bitterness weakens your heart, not theirs. You realize forgiveness isn't about saying what you did is okay. It's about saying, I won't let your actions poison me anymore. Forgiveness is freedom, and as your years shorten, freedom becomes more valuable than pride. Another truth is about money. For decades, we chase it. We sacrifice time with family to work harder. We sacrifice health to earn more. We sacrifice peace to climb higher. And after 60, you look around at the house you built, the bank balance you fought for, the possessions you collected, and you ask yourself, was it worth all the missed moments? Don't get me wrong, money matters. Bills need to be paid. Healthcare isn't cheap, and comfort is real. But what you realize is that money was never the true wealth. True wealth was sitting with your child on a Sunday morning. True wealth was laughing with your spouse over dinner.
True wealth was a body strong enough to hike a hill or dance at a wedding. Money gives you security, but love, health, and time give you life. And that truth changes how you see every dollar you spend. Gratitude becomes your anchor after 60. You don't need a long list of accomplishments to feel rich. You wake up and thank life that your eyes can still see the morning light. You thank life for the cup of tea in your hand, the neighbor who waves when you step outside, the grandchild who hugs you without reason, the friend who calls once a week. Gratitude shifts your mind. Instead of complaining about the pain in your knee, you're thankful you can still walk. Instead of crying about the wrinkles on your face, you're thankful you lived long enough to earn them. Gratitude doesn't erase problems, but it makes the good shine brighter. And after 60, that brightness is everything. There's also a truth about letting go. When you are young, you cling. You cling to people, to dreams, to old memories, to identities that no longer fit you. But as the years pass, you realize holding on is exhausting. Letting go, however, feels like breathing after being underwater for too long. You learn to let go of friendships that no longer bring joy, to let go of expectations that only cause pain, to let go of the idea that you must always be strong. You let go of the pressure to impress others. You let go of the past mistakes that haunt you. And in letting go, you discover space for peace. Another truth that dawns is that joy is found in the smallest moments, not the grand events. You don't need a big vacation to feel alive. You just need a sunny morning and a good book. You don't need a big house filled with guests. You just need one sincere conversation. You don't need a celebration every day. You just need laughter, even if it's over something silly. After 60, you stop chasing the extraordinary and you begin to notice the beauty in the ordinary. And that shift changes everything. And finally, one of the biggest truths after 60 is that life is not about how long you live, but how fully you live. You could live 90 years without ever truly being present. And you could live 60 years that were overflowing with meaning. Living fully doesn't mean doing extreme things. It means being alive in each moment, listening deeply when someone speaks, smiling when a child runs to you, hugging without holding back, loving without fear, choosing peace over drama, choosing kindness over ego, choosing presence over distraction. This is the truth that makes every day feel worth it, even when you know the days ahead are fewer than the days behind. So if you're listening to me now, I want you to take this as a reminder. Don't wait until you're 60 to understand these truths. But if you are already here, don't waste another second ignoring them. Time is running. Health is fragile. Love is precious. Regret is heavy.
Forgiveness is freedom. Money is a tool, not a treasure. Gratitude is medicine. Letting go is peace. Joy is simple. And living fully is the only way to really live. After 60, life strips away the illusions. It shows you what really matters. And if you let it, this stage of life can be the most beautiful chapter of all. Because you finally stop pretending. You finally stop chasing what doesn't matter. You finally start living in truth. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift of getting older.
To everyone listening right now, especially to my elders, I want to take this time to speak directly to your heart. Life is not always easy, especially as the years go by. The body becomes slower, the nights feel longer, the house can feel quieter, and sometimes the people you love are no longer right beside you. But I want you to know something very important. You are not alone. I am here, speaking these words to you, because I want you to feel that someone cares for you. Someone remembers you, and someone will not leave you behind. I know that many of you carry stories inside you, stories that are beautiful and painful, stories of love, of sacrifice, of struggle, of joy. You have lived through years that others only read about in books. You have seen the world change before your eyes, and yet sometimes you may feel invisible. as though the world has moved on and forgotten you. But hear me clearly. You are not forgotten. Your voice still matters. Your story still matters. And you still matter. There are days, I know, when waking up feels heavy. The body aches. The mind wanders. And memories of people who are no longer here can bring tears to your eyes. Sometimes you may sit by the window and watch the world go by, wondering if anyone notices the pain you hide in your heart. But even in those quiet, lonely hours, I want you to remember that I am here. Every word I speak is for you. Every message I share is meant to remind you that someone is walking beside you, even if it is only through these words. You see, we all need someone to remind us that we are not alone. And if you have ever felt like no one is listening, I want you to know that I am. If you have ever felt like no one cares, I do. And if you have ever felt like life has become too heavy, remember that even the heaviest burdens feel lighter when shared. That is why I am here. Not to lecture you, not to judge you, but simply to sit with you, to walk with you, and to remind you that your heart is still strong and your life is still meaningful. Sometimes the nights can be the hardest. When the house is quiet and the memories rise, it can feel like the silence is louder than anything else. But let me tell you this. You are stronger than you think. Every wrinkle on your face is not just a sign of age. It is a story of survival. Every scar, every ache, every grey hair is proof that you have lived, that you have endured, that you have kept going even when life tried to break you. That deserves respect. That deserves love. And that is what I am giving you here and now. I know some of you may feel left out in this fast world. Technology changes. The young seem busy, and sometimes even family members forget to call. That can hurt deeply. But in this space, you are not forgotten. This channel, these words, they exist for you. If you ever feel lonely, if you ever feel like you need a friend, I want you to know that you can always come back here. With one simple step, you can stay connected. Subscribe, and I promise that every time you return, you will find a message waiting for you. A message of hope, of love, of belonging. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not alone. I am here, and I will keep being here as long as you let me. So stay with me. Do not walk away from this moment. Make the choice to hold on, to stay close, to never let go. Because together, we can make even the darkest nights feel a little brighter. This is my message to you, my heart to yours, my voice to your soul. And all I ask in return is that you let me stay with you. Click subscribe, and you will never have to feel like I am gone. Together, we will keep walking this journey, hand in hand, heart to heart, never alone again. A reminder that though the body is aging, the spirit still has work to do. Maybe it is work of memory, maybe of healing, maybe of prayer. Maybe it is simply the work of sitting with one's own soul and realizing that being awake is itself a kind of miracle. In the end, the question is not why old people wake up at 3 in the morning. The question is, what would they do with that hour? What meaning will they give it? Will they let it weigh them down? Or will they let it lift them into gratitude? Because every time the eyes open at 3 a.m., it is not just the end of sleep. It is another chance to live, to remember, and to hold life a little closer. And if you are here listening right now, I want to leave you with this blessing. May your nights be peaceful. May your mornings be filled with light. And may every hour you are given remind you that your story still matters. You are not alone in this journey, and your life is still a gift. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. It helps us share more wisdom, more comfort, and more reminders that you are never forgotten. Stay with us, because together, even the quiet hours of the night can feel a little less lonely.